As my daughters say all the time, OMG. I just now came across this video, man. I saw a couple of people do a reaction on a teacher who said some racial things in his class, some racist things in his class. And what they were saying was the youngins who he made these statements around, they were able to communicate in a pretty mature way and did not act out the way that some of us adults do whenever we come across these type of situations. So we're about to check it out because apparently this teacher in Texas middle school teacher, he admits to being racist during a class, and his children ask him follow-up questions, and they get down to the nitty-gritty of it all. And he did not know, I don't believe he knew, that someone directly behind him, one of his students, was recording the whole conversation. And they kept on letting him know, look, we're going to throw this up on the internet. He was like, at this point, you know, I'd have made peace with it. But I need y'all to see this, because not to see that, oh man, another white man is being racist. We need to say something. We need to march. Where's Black Lives Matter so we can get our t-shirts on and get out there on the streets and do something about this? Nah, not at all. The parents will handle this how the parents handle this. They will go to some meetings. They will go to the principal. They will do whatever they got to do to make sure that this information is out there and that this teacher, this middle school teacher, is dealt with in the proper fashion. All right. So let's go ahead and check this out together. I'm actually excited to check this out with you all because I want y'all to see how these young people react to and respond to this gentleman, because this is important. Whoever raised these young kids are doing a great job, in my opinion. Are doing a great job, in my opinion. And I also want to point out, now, you know what? Because I think, and I'm a little nuts. I'm a little nuts. But I think conversation like this need to be had, but in a different type of way. Like, I believe the teacher did not think about how to present this way of thinking to these children. And when I say way of thinking, I believe him that a lot of people actually believe what he's saying. As a matter of fact, I've heard Black people say it many, many, many times what this same middle school teacher is saying. The only difference is now we hear it from a white man. So that's the only difference.
So you are a racist?
Damn, how many times I gotta say it?
Oh, really? You're cussing at me?
No, I'm not cussing at anybody.
I'm
frustrated with this conversation.
So basically the young man said, so you are a racist? And he said, damn, I'm not gonna continue to answer that. And they was like, ooh, you cussing at me? He's like, I'm frustrated with the conversation. Because apparently they was talking about this for a while. And I got this video from Shade Room. You will see the original link below, lacking any commentary, if you want to just go and check that out. But I would love for y'all to sit here with me so we can rap about this.
That she started. You're the one that said you were a racist.
You asked the question.
No, you were talking to him.
Get it, Mello.
He said, yes, I'm a racist. Yes.
Somebody asked the question, I responded.
Hey. I'll be sure to put this on the internet.
Hey, I hope you know I'm famous, so I'm gonna put you on the internet.
I'll be sure to put this on the internet.
Yeah, you guys do what you need to do.
Now, okay, now you hear the kids saying that they're going to put it on the internet. He was like, do what you need to do. You're about to hear the part that we're here for right now. But I just want to add a little bit of context to this. One of the youngins inside of the class was earlier pointing out a situation where whenever he wants to go to the restroom, he can't go. But then when a kid who's white wants to go, he will allow them to go. So he want to know why that's the case. I don't know if there's any truth to that or any of that, because we don't have any of that on camera. But that's what people tend to do. They like to compare themselves to other people and draw conclusions. Sometimes the conclusions are drawn where there aren't any. Like, that line is not there. What you think you see is not what's there. But sometimes it is that. So I really wanted to point that out. So that's why they're talking about this right now. And also, you know what I mean? For all we know, I'm gonna play this first, and then we're gonna talk because I like situations like this, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm gonna call my father and tell him to post this.
This horde is right over there.
And you know my
And
dad
this
has
horde
over
is
1 million
black.
on Instagram, so I'm gonna tell him to post this.
You guys don't think that I've made peace with all this stuff? You think I'm still walking around prejudiced against people who say, no. Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one.
No, you just now heard him say he's deep down in his heart. He is ethnocentric. I've never heard that term before. I'm sure a lot of you have. I'm not the real studious type of person. I'm not. When it comes to schoolwork, and I'm naturally intelligent. I will say that. It's just that when it comes to the schoolwork and whatnot, I shy away, and I'm like, work. I want to play. Work. I don't want to work. But he said he's naturally ethnocentric, centric, and he believed that his race is superior to other races. All right. So it's important that we point that out because I want to talk about that in a minute.
Wait, no, let me finish. Let me finish.
So white is better than all.
No, let me finish. Let me
Go
finish.
ahead.
Hey,
I think everybody thinks that. They're just not honest about
hey,
it.
I'm not racist though. I like all types of kinds.
Did I say I don't like people?
People only
You
think
just
Wait,
that.
so you said you are what? You are
You
racist?
saying you're like,
You're
I think
racist?
everybody's a racist at that level.
No, you said you are racist.
I did.
Now the youngin says, "So, are you saying you're racist?" And the teacher is saying, "Well, I think everybody is racist deep down." And he's saying the kid want to hear him say it. Like, I want you to say it, please, just say it. Like, now that we got the camera on you, I need for you to say it so we can this thing can go viral, and we can get some fame from this right here. So I need you to say it because we want to take down a teacher right now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Say
trying to
it.
be
Yes,
honest.
I'm racist.
No, I'm not saying it again. I've said it enough.
So you're
I
racist.
think I should like tell you to stop speaking.
Yes, you can say it.
Put your phone up.
I respected you.
I'm
I
putting the
actually
phone up.
respected you for a while, but like
I'm putting the
now,
phone up.
I don't even got no more respect for you.
Put it up.
Yeah, for real. I don't think I got respect for him no more, bro.
You know, you should have more respect because I'm honest.
Now, the kid was the way that they handled that, in my opinion, the way that the kids handled this, rather than wanting to throw blows and rather than wanting to start cursing and being all indignant. And because we've seen it many, many times, time and time again, where people will want to just put themselves in that situation just so they can be within the darkness. They want to be in the darkness. Now, these kids, I don't know what their motivation was behind really holding the teacher's feet to the fire and everything, but much respect to them for being able to communicate their feelings, being able to say, you know what, based off of what I just now heard from your mouth, I no longer respect you as a man. And kudos to them for communicating that in the way they did. One young man said, I'm going to call my dad and have him post this on the internet. And they're just, I don't know. They're clearly not offended. They're not offended. They're smiling while they're having this conversation. This right here is fun to them. It is. And if you're looking at this right now and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe these kids had to go through such atrocities and listen to their teacher tell them how he's so much better than them and they have to deal with this. Here's the thing. I tell people this all the time. If you are a thing, tell me that you are a thing. That way I know how to handle you accordingly, okay? What this teacher did was tell them how he believes and how he was brought up thinking and how he currently feels. And the fact that he feels that way, he don't believe he's any different from anybody else. Maybe he has friends that also express this, but just from him observing the world, he knows for certain that other people feel this exact same way. I know that other people feel that way. I know that white people feel that way. I know that black people feel that way. I know that black people feel like black people are more superior than white people. I know that some white people feel like they are more superior than black people. I know that. But guess what? Both of you are dumb. Okay? Both of you. Because the notion that anybody is more superior than anyone is just ridiculous. It's lacking any spiritual teachings because guess what? We are all God's children. Nobody is better than the other. Nobody. Nobody. White people ain't better than black people. Black people ain't better than white people. But guess what? These type of conversations need to be had. And I've heard some crazier things come from teachers before. I will say that. And I think it was extremely foolish of him to believe that children of this age was mature enough to have this type of conversation, to understand that, whoa, this dude's like, listen, I made my peace with this already. I'm just being honest. And I believe that you should respect me more. After the young man said, I don't respect you anymore. He said, well, I think you should respect me more because I'm being honest. And the idiot, the most immature part of this entire thing is the teacher feeling like he can say that to a bunch of young black children. And thinking that they would take it in a more positive way. Where was your thought process? Thinking that I'm going to tell these black people that I am racist, tell these black kids that I am racist, and white people are more superior than black people. And they are going to take this positively, and we could just move on with our lesson. Speaking of lesson, what was the lesson that was being taught in this class? What type of class is this? What do you normally teach? Is it race? Is it a class about race relations? Because if it's not a class about race relations, then where does this conversation fit in any other class? Not in math, not in science. So that's the part that blows my mind, because there is a time and a place for real talk. People talk about real talk all the time. Real talk need to be had, because those are the people that will save the nation, in my opinion. I'm not going to go I'm not going to go at this guy's heart and say that he was a bad person for saying this, or he was a bad person for being caught for saying this on camera. No, I'm not going to do that. For all I know, this guy is probably the perfect educator. Someone who put the children first, someone who is willing to put his life on the line or put his reputation out there just so that the kids can have a real conversation about real life. And I mean, who knows? I don't know this guy. You don't know this guy. But I do know that what he did was dumb as hell. I do know what he said was just stupid. It was pointless. And it very well might have ruined the rest of his teaching career. And he might be a good guy. He might really have a high level of affection for all of these children that he teach, and felt it necessary to discuss racial relations with these children so they can see something positive from it. But based off of him saying, look, I'm ethnocentric, I'm old school, and I think that white people are superior to other people. That's just what I think. What you got to say about this? I said my part. It's open conversation. What y'all want to say? Y'all got something to say about that? All right. Okay. Good talk. All right. So the next lesson is, and then he just move on with the rest of the stuff that he's supposed to be teaching. That's the idiot part of it all. Brother, you made a mistake. Children, you did well. And I don't know what else to say, man. What y'all think? Am I being too soft on them? Am I being too difficult on them? Am I being naive? because honestly, I think a great majority of people who walk through this earth, who walk around on a daily basis, you guys code switch so much. You switch up. You don't show your true face to people that you don't want to be judged by. You don't tell people who you are. You don't tell people what's really on your mind. You don't. You don't tell people what's really in your heart. You walk around and you're very sneaky and extremely disingenuous. And soon as you're truthful with people, you already know that they're going to treat you the exact same way that the world is now treating this teacher right here. Again, I don't know what type of guy this is. I don't know what his past looked like. I don't know who raised him or who was around him and what they believed, what type of ceremonies he went to that actually taught him that he is a superior being because he's white. And I think that's stupid. I think it's dumb as hell. I think anybody that think they're superior over anybody is just an idiot. But if this is what you're taught, then speak your truth and let's have this conversation. But you need to find a better form to do it in. It's unfortunate that you got to even ask for permission to be truthful. Hey, can I be truthful with y'all for just for a minute? Nah. Guess what? We got to take some things to the grave. It just is what it is. But I want to know what y'all have to say about this in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I am Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video and hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all. Peace out.